my tourism Pathshala, it will transform your dream into reality.
Good morning. Today we are going to learn and understand the previous year question from UGC NET of tourism demand and supply, tourism demand and statistics. The first question, in my previous class, I have discussed the detail about the tourism demand, the features of tourism demand, types of tourism demand, factor effect in tourism demand, and importance of tourism demand. Now, I'm going to discuss the related question UGC provide from June 2025, question number 89. The question is, in reference to the tourism demand, which of the following statement are correct? In reference to tourism demand, which of the following statement are correct? The first statement, demand for tourism product is inelastic, where a particular tourism product has no substitute. So, what do you mean by that? This statement, demand for tourism product is inelastic, where a particular tourism product has no substitute. This is the correct. So, if a tourism product has no close substitute, when we have no option, no close substitute, the tourist cannot easily switch to another product. This is very important. Cannot switch, cannot find the alternative. Therefore, even if the price increase, demand falls only slightly and making demand inelastic. The elastic means which can stretch. Inelastics means cannot possible to stretch, cannot possible to switch to another product. So this statement is right. Statement 2. Demand is indirectly related to income of the tourist. Demand is indirectly related to income of the tourist. This is not true. This is the incorrect statement. For normal tourism goods, demand is directly related to income. As a tourist income increase, they usually spend more on travel and tourism. Only inferior goods have an inverse relation with the income. So statement number 2 is incorrect. Demand is indirectly related to income of the tourist. Third statement, inferior tourism goods are an exception to the law of demand. What do you mean? The exception means someone or something that is not included in a rule. That is called the meaning of exception. Exception, someone or something that is not included in a rule. The statement is inferior goods behave differently from normal goods with respect to income. Many comparative examination treat inferior goods as an exception while discussing demand behavior. So this statement is the correct. Inferior tourism goods are an exception to the law of demand. Number D. The law of demand is applicable in case of conspicuous consumption. The new coin, the conspicuous meaning easily noticed or seen. Conspicuous consumption. So what do you mean by conspicuous consumption? Referred to buying expensive goods to display. Easily seen or easily noticed means that to display wealth or status. Here, a higher price may increase demand because the product become a status symbol. The higher price may increase demand because the product become a status symbol. Therefore, the law of demand does not apply. Next statement, an increase in the price of the commodity decrease the demand for its complementary goods. This is the correct. Complementary goods are used together. increase in the price of the commodity. So if the price of one good rises, its demand decrease. Consequently, the demand for its complementary goods also decrease. As the example, airline ticket price increase significantly, the demand for hotel booking at the destination may also decline, may also reduce. So statement A is the correct, B incorrect, C correct, D correct, E correct. This is the question based on tourism demand. In reference to tourism demand, which of the following statement are correct? Now we move on the next question. Next question, arrange the following step involved in demand forecasting. This question from June 2025, question number 82. Arrange the following step. These are the steps they have given: estimation of interpretation of result, collection of the data adjustment, making choice of method for forecasting, specify the objective, determine the time perspective. So step 1 should be the specify the objective. D, specify the objective. The first step is to clearly define the purpose of forecasting. As an example, to estimate future demand for a new product. Step 2E, determine the time perspective. Determine the time perspective. Decide the time horizon for which the forecast is required. It may be short term up to 1 year, medium term up to 1 to 3 years, or long term more than 3 years. Third, making choice of method of forecasting. Making choice of method of forecasting. Select the most appropriate forecasting method based on the objective, time horizon, availability of data. Method can be qualitative, expert opinion based. Qualitative means expert opinion based, and quantitative. Quantitative means moving average, regression, exponential smoothing, etc. These are third step. Fourth step, the collection of data and data adjustment. Relevant historical and current data from various sources. Adjust the data to remove error, seasonal variation, and trend or others inconsistency. Fifth, the estimation and interpretation of result. Estimate the future demand, interpret the result, and use from decision making, such as production planning, inventory control, sales planning, and budgeting. So what are the important steps? So first, D, E, C, B is the correct order. Option number 2 is the right. Specify the objective, number 1. Number 2, determine the time perspective. Number 3, choose forecasting method. And next, collect and adjust data and estimate and interpret the result. So these are the correct sequence. Now we move on the next question. Our next question is based on this question also come from June 2025 and June 2025, question number 74. This question based on 4 conception: NTP, net travel propensity; GTP, gross travel propensity; TF, travel frequency; and CPGI, country potential generation index. They have given the statement. Question number 74. Question number 74. See the question number 74. Net travel propensity equal to number of population taking at least one trip divided by total population. The gross travel propensity equal to total population divided by the total number of trips. Third, travel frequency equal to gross travel propensity divided by net travel propensity. D, country potential generation index of more than 1.0 indicate the countries is generating more tourists than expected. Now come to the point, the question. Okay, the first statement, net travel propensity. The net travel propensity equal to number of population taking at least one trip by total population. Net travel propensity measures the proportion of people in a population who travel at least once during a given period. Each person is counted only one, no matter how many trips he or she makes. So what is the formula? The NTP, number of person who made at least one trip by total population into 100. As an example, total population 10,000, person who travel at least one, a number of person, so 4,000. The 4,000 by 10,000 into 100 equal to 40%. The statement A is the correct. Next, gross travel propensity, GTP. What is gross travel propensity? It means total population divided by total number of trips. Explanation, this statement is correct, incorrect. This statement is incorrect. The formula is reversed. Because correct formula is GTP equal to total number of trips by total population into 100. So this statement, gross travel propensity equal to total population divided by total number of trips. The statement B is the incorrect. Why? Because total number of trips by total population into 100. As an example, total trips 6,000, population 10,000, 6,000 by 10,000 into 100, 60%. So statement B is incorrect. The travel frequency means gross travel propensity by net travel propensity. Explanation, travel frequency shows the average number of trips made by each traveler. So TF, GTP by NTP, gross travel propensity by net travel propensity. As an example, GTP 60%, NTP 40%. So TF, travel frequency is 60 by 40, 1.5 trips per traveler on average. So statement C is correct. Now the point is statement D, country potential generation index of more than 1.0 indicate the country is generating more tourists than expected. So we have to understand the country potential generation index. So country potential generation index is an index that measures the potential of country to generate outbound tourists to another destination. It compares the share of outbound tourists. This is a very important. It is a compare the share of outbound tourists from country with its share of total population. CPGI, country potential generation index, equal to percentage of outbound tourists from a country by percentage of the country's population into 100. So if I get the country outbound tourists, so this is the very important concept. The country potential generation index is an index that measures the potential of country to generate outbound tourists to another destination. This is a very important. This is based on comparison. So CPGI greater than 100 means the country generate more tourists than expected based on its population. As an example, high tourist generating potential, high tourism generating potential. CPGI equal to 100 means the country's tourism generation is proportional to its population, average or normal potential. CPGI less than 100, the countries generate fewer tourists than expected based on its population. Low tourist generating region. So what are the advantage? Easy to calculate and interpret, useful comparing different source market, and helps prioritize the country for tourism marketing. So importance, identify high potential tourism market. High tourism, health tourism board target promotional campaign effectively. Assess tourism planning and marketing strategy. So as the example, country A has 5% of the world population, but it contributes 10% of the world outbound tourist. So CPGI 10 by 5 into 100 equal to 200. Now come to the point. Come back to the statement. So CPGI equal to 1 means country is at expected level. CPGI greater than 1, country generate more tourists than expected. CPGI less than 1, country generate fewer tourists than expected. So statement D is the correct. The country potential generation index of more than 1.0 indicate the country is generating more tourists than expected. So statement A correct, B incorrect, C correct, D correct. The correct definition of NTPI. B incorrect, formula is reversed. C correct formula for travel frequency. CPGI greater than 1 mean higher than expected tourist generation. So my dear student, if you want to get to assess these kinds of question, to solve this question and want to get the private guidance and private tuition from me, you may follow my channel and you may contact with myself. Thank you.